students, we are going to start with the chapter 2, physical and chemical changes. So changes are the necessary part of the nature. Everybody in the even in the nature also wants some change in their life. So that is why these changes are taking place every moment around us. If we look around us, we look so many changes. Even in the plants, they are growing every day. Even the animals also want, they are not staying in one place, they are moving here and there. So everybody wants changes in their life. So some common changes in our life are, we can say, melting of our ice. As the ice melt, okay, in these days we are drinking cold water. So then this is because of when the ice is melting the water. And again we're keeping the water in the freezer, it freezes and this water turn to the ice. Fruits, it's ripening of the fruit, that is also a change. Digestion of a food, we are taking a food inside the body, it become digested. So this everything we can say is a part we can offer physical or chemical changes. So then changes are again some types are there, many ways are there to classify them. So then first we can talk about the reversible and the irreversible changes. So reversible changes, the changes are said to be reversible when the opposite change can be brought about by reversing the condition, means by bringing back the condition again we can back the thing, then same thing again we will get back by changing the condition, that is called the reversible changes. As we can see, ice, whenever we are heating, it melt into water, and again when we cool the water it turn to a ice. So this is, we can say, reversible change, it become reversed, it came back by reversing the condition. Okay, then we reverse the heat or cool, make it opposite. So then same way we can say, when the electric bulb, we are passing the current through a bulb, it start glowing. When again we make the current off, it again, we can say, stop glowing. So that is why other way, electric heater also, when we make it switch on, heater start working, it produce a hot air also and giving some glow. Sometimes a rod is there in the center that become hot and it's glowing, but when we make it off, the heater again become cool. Okay, then so many other examples we watch around us, which are the changes of reversible changes. Second is a irreversible changes are there. A change it to said be irreversible when the opposite change cannot be brought about by reversing the condition. If we reverse the conditions again back, we will not get a thing back again. As example, we can say, once the milk will be turned to a curd, by maybe by curdling or maybe by mistake also, we can say it turn into curd, then again curd we can't change into a milk. Same way, once the sugar is charred, charred means when the boy burn the sugar, it turn to a black substance, that is called the charred. So once the sugar becomes charred, it can't turn to again back to a sugar. So then we can see other things are also some common examples we can say, like when we burn a coal, so afterward we can't get a coal back, it turn to a ash only, we'll get the ash back but not a coal. Same way we burn the wood, paper, kerosene, we will not get the same thing back again, we will get the ash or some other substances but not a same thing. Same way in the photosynthesis in the plant, plants are taking carbon dioxide from the environment, taking water from the environment, they're making the food, that's glucose, we can say C6H12O6 is there. So but we can't get back carbon dioxide and the water vapors. So then second thing we can say, desirable and the undesirable changes, means some changes are useful to us, we want that should be happen, that is called the desirable changes. As we want that fruit should be ripen, okay, so that is why it's a desirable change. Same way we want that we should be grow in a height, and we want plants also should be grow in the height, so means growth in the living beings, we want living things should be grow, so that is why it's a desirable change. And then cooking of a food, we want to cook the food, we don't want to eat it as a raw, so that is why cooking of food is a desirable change, we want this should be happen. So then which changes we want it should be happen and they are useful to us, that are called the desirable changes. On the other hand, some changes we don't want because they are harmful to us, so they are called the undesirable, because we never want that iron should be rusted, We never want the iron article should be spoiled. So rusting of iron is a undesirable change. Same way, we never want whatever food we have cooked, that should be spoiled. So spoiling of food we don't want it should be happen. So that is why it's an undesirable change. Same way, we never want there should be earthquakes, cyclones, volcanic eruptions or something things like that. Now in these days, as a corona is there, so we don't want these things should be happen in our life. So that is why these are the undesirable changes which we don't want it should be happen in our life. Physical and chemical changes. So physical changes, a change in which no new substance is formed and which can be reversed by reversing the conditions are called the physical changes. Means nothing new will be formed and again we can come back. Again it can be reversed. That is called the physical changes. So first example of that is the glowing of a bulb or a heater. So then we can say when we pass our electric current through a bulb, it start glowing. Again when we switch off it, the bulb stop glowing. So that is why, but nothing new is formed. Bulb is remaining as a bulb. No change is occurring in the bulb. Same way, as we pass the current through a heater, it start glowing. We start giving a hot air. When we again switched off, it stop giving hot air. So then, but nothing new is formed in that. So that is why no new substance is formed in that. Bulb and heater they remaining as it is. So then second one, the melting of a solid. Any solid we can say like ice or butter, anything like which they can melt. Even the irons, gold, silver, they can melt. So then after melting, if we again cool them, they will again turn to a same substance. As we can say, when the ice will be melt, it turn to water. Again, by cooling, water turn into a ice. Same way, if iron we are melting, it turn to a liquid substance. But again, when we cooling the iron, it again turn to a iron. Same way, gold we are melting to make some new things. Things will be made from the gold only. Cooling, it turn again to a gold. Nothing new is formed in them. And these can be again bring back. They turn again back. So that is why we can say they are the physical changes. No new substance is formed. Third one, we can say a freezing of a liquid. Any liquid can be freeze. As we know that water, when we are freezes it at a 0°C, it turn back to a ice. Okay, and but again it turn to a water. So then nothing new is formed in them. So then last is a sublimation. Sublimation we can say is that process is that in which some solids are directly turned to a vapors. They does not turn to a liquid. They directly turn to a vapor and again by cooling they turn again to a solid. So that is why in that we can say camphor, ammonium chloride, naphthalene balls and iodine is there. Naphthalene balls, as maybe you seen, okay, while your mother is storing the woolen clothes, on that time she is keeping some balls in between them. That is called the naphthalene balls. They are not never making the clothes to be wet. Directly they turn to a vapors and again we can say it turn, if we collect them the vapors, then it again turn to a solids. So then dissolution of a substance in a liquid. Many substances we can say like a sugar, salt, glucose, so many are there which can be dissolved in the water. The substances that dissolve in the water, they are called the solute. Any substance which can be dissolved, they are called the solute. And then the liquid in which substance dissolve, that is called the solvent. As we can say, sugar dissolve in the water. So sugar is a solute and water is a solvent. And by solute and solvent, when they mix, they form the solution, that is called the solution. Okay, so then we can say the solute can be obtained back from the solution by evaporating the solvent. As we can say, when the sugar or salt is dissolved in the water, we can keep this water for evaporation. Then we will get back again sugar or salt. So that is why it's a physical change. So we can say when a solid dissolves in a liquid, the volume of the liquid does not change. Okay, when a solid dissolve in the liquid, volume of the liquid does not dissolve. Why? Because solid break up into smaller molecules inside the liquid and they hide themselves. As we can see in this container, we had a water. Its level is up to here. We put some sugar in that. Okay, while the sugar is lying at the down surface, it does not dissolve. On that time, little bit level of the water will be raised. It will increases little bit. But when the sugar will be dissolved in the water, the level again come on the same. It does not change. It come on the original level. So that is why, because the molecules of sugar occupy the space between the, we can say, water molecules. As shown here also, you can say sugar is here. This is a water with us. When we dissolve a sugar in the water molecules, you can see sugar molecules will be occupy space in between the water molecules. That is why the level of the water will not be raised. A liquid turned to vapor at all the temperatures, and this turning of a liquid into vapors is called the evaporation. That process is called the evaporation. Means when we heat a liquid or turn to vapors, if the temperature is more, then evaporation will be faster. And then when the vapor cooled, it gives back to a liquid. Then we can say the change of state from liquid to vapors and from vapor to liquids is irreversible. Nothing new is formed here. So hence evaporation and boiling of a liquid like water, we can say, or it may be ether or alcohol. These all are the physical changes. And even we can say condensation of vapors, means turning vapors into again to liquid. Then, and even the condensation of alcohol and ether, they are also physical change. Even you can see when you put your bedclothes in the open, and then after few hours it become dry. They become dry because of the evaporation. So that is also, we can say, that change is a reversible. No new substances are formed. And same way, if you kept any water in a bowl outside, so then you will see after few hours this water become evaporate. So nothing new will be formed. So these are the physical changes.